We are going live.
तो वी आर गोइंग लाइव, बट जो सारी की सारी प्रेजेंटेशंस हैं वो मेरे पास एक एक दो दो स्लाइड्स की हैं और वो अलग अलग हैं.
It's okay. आपको एक एक करके ऑन करना पड़ेगा. क्या कर सकते हैं?
हाँ, सॉरी, हेलो.
You have to open it one by one.
अजय,
हाँ जी.
can we do one thing? ये सारी PPTs को let's convert it to PDF and then combine the files.
नहीं मैम, एक एक करके जाने देते हैं. We don't have to, like, वो सबमिशन भी देना है ना.
एक
So let's
पीपीटी,
start.
कुछ पीपीटी में कुछ पीपीटी में सिर्फ एक एक या दो दो स्लाइड्स भी हैं. मतलब
It's
मैं
okay.
बता दूं.
आपको बेसिकली कॉन्टेक्स्ट बोलना है, रेस्ट वो मैं उसको कट करूंगा. ठीक
said
है.
we are going live, so I thought audience
है
can
ना.
get
It's we are
started.
going live for, like, we are the only one who are watching it. We don't have that much
Okay, all
subscribers.
right, all right, all right,
ठीक
all
है.
right. I
Do
thought
we
it
ask
would
the
be like.
team to join?
No, not needed.
Okay.
Sandesh ji and you are there. That's enough.
Okay.
चलो मैम, you can start भावना जी.
तो स्टार्टिंग में वही अपना इंट्रोडक्शन भी देना है या फिर सिर्फ प्लांट वैरायटी से स्टार्ट करना है?
You can start with your introduction. अरे, you starting भावना जी?
Give me a heads up, I'll start.
Yeah, heads up. Go ahead.
Okay. Hello everyone. I'm Bhavna from the Research Associate working with Verispire Technology, and this is the session on plant varieties and their protection. So let's start. Term species is a familiar unit of botanical classification within a plant kingdom. However, it is clear that within a species, there can be a great range of different types of plant. Farmers and growers need plants with particular characteristics that are adopted to their environment and their cultivation practices. A plant variety represents a more precisely defined group of plants selected from within a with a common set of characters. A cultivated plant or a cultivar is known as a variety. A variety means grouping of plants within a single botanical taxon of the lowest, which can be defined by the expression of the characters, distinguished from any other plant grouping by the characters, or considered as a unit regarded to its sustainability for being propagated. Difference between variety and species. Species is a basic unit of classification and it defines an individual organism. Species share similar traits and produce similar offspring, whereas the variety is a taxonomic rank lower than species. Varieties often occur in nature, and most varieties are true to species type. Species and varieties are both different taxonomic ranks given to the population of organisms that are genetically similar. For example, apes and humans are two different species which belong to same type of family. Plant variety protection provides a legal protection to plant variety, plant breeding right, or also known as PBRs. PBRs are intellectual property rights that provide the right year of registered variety, plant variety protection, and farmers' rights 2001 is so generous system that aims to provide for the establishment an effective system for protection of plant variety and the rights of plant breeders and farmers. Learning about all these in coming sessions. So is my screen visible?
Yeah, you can open another PPT now.
I have opened another PPT. Is it visible now?
No, we can see your desktop only. You just stop sharing and share that whole screen. See your desktop only.
Is it visible now?
It's visible now.
The earlier lecture, we learned about species and taxonomical subspecies. We also learned about plant variety. This lecture or in this session, we'll be learning about plant variety rights. So let's start. Plant breeders' right is also known as plant variety rights or PVR. The rights granted to the breeder of a new plant variety. The internationally recognized form of intellectual property to protect unique plant varieties, which gives the breeder exclusive control propagating and harvested material for a fixed number of years. Plant varieties improve the quality and better resistance to insect and pest are the key elements of culture horticulture and forestry. Progress in parts of the world as the population of world it is necessary to find out ways to substantially improve and minimize. However, land races and resources are becoming scarce. And breeding, on the other hand, has wider environment and economic apart from increased. Furthermore, the development of breeding programs for certain species will remove the threat of survival in the process of plant breeding. Long, however, reducing the variety can be quick and easy. Plant breeders spend years in developing the new plant variety that can make substantial economic. Thus, an important point, provide an effective system to protect these new plant varieties. The application of PV, similar to other intellectual property, gives protection and stimulates further innovation in plant breeding. It allows plant breeders to collect royalties on the production and sale of seed of their protected varieties. Supports access to quality seed, high performing plants. Plant breeder rights are used to varieties that are distinguishable, uniform as compared to. It also gives owner the exclusive right to commercially use, sell, direct the production, sale, and distribution of new plant varieties and receive from the sale screen froze. Just give me a moment.
Okay.
So my screen is visible.
No, not yet.
Now,
We can't see your screen, Bhavna ji.
I'm trying to. Actually, the screen froze and I'm unable to even move a cursor. Is it visible now?
No. You do one thing.
Now, can you see it?
Now it's visible. Yes. Second, it's again a black screen. Again, it's gone.
Trying. Visible now?
Yes, your window screen is available. Yeah, it's visible now.
Let me just put it on.
Now again, it's gone.
पीपीटी मोड में जैसे वो आ रहा है प्रेजेंटेशन मोड में वो शेयर होना बंद हो रहा है आई थिंक कुछ कुछ गड़बड़ है as I put it
Okay,
on
it's okay then. अभी जितना हो गया ना भावना जी उतना रख लेते हैं. Later on, I think we have to schedule it again. ठीक है? Because we are live. So Sandesh ji, can we proceed with yours?
Is it visible, sir?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay.
We can start, Sandesh.
All right, sir. Hello, everyone. Today's session is more about how to protect any of the designs that you may have created on your own issue. And within this session, what we will be discussing includes things like uh, awareness about what all design is and then how to protect it and what all can be protected and including into this. How you can yourself create or generate this through your own intellectualness or so. There are many types of IP, as in copyright, trademark, designs, patent, geographical indications, and trade secret. In this session, what we will be discussing will include majorly about designs. And what comes into design is all sort of ornamental designs, structures, aesthetic appeal that you see for any product that can be protected through design. And the place where you can get this protection from is the IPR office of that particular country. The duration for which you will have an ownership or say the complete right to bar anyone else using this rights is 40 years from the date on which you had filed this file your creation as per the government norms into government office. And within this, the kind of product includes are almost any other product that you see around or use or may not be even say having an access to can be protected by one or the other ways. So the examples that can be included through protection of designs include things like cars, mobiles, jewelry designs, any of the furniture or beverage containers, computer icons, and many of the products that you use in your daily life or otherwise. So the examples are projected into the next slides as well for you to understand that what all it includes as well. Uh, like the blackboard that you see around, having the a unique border on its four boundaries. And together with that, different types of writing instruments that are there that you can have a protection through. Within this, the two designs that you see in the writing instruments, that is that look like a feather, is something that you cannot have a protection on, considering that they are already there in the nature, and you haven't created or put in your effort into it by any means. So once you put in some additional efforts onto any of the natural creativity or say something that is already there or something that you are bringing from your own mind, that all can be protected. But something that is already available into the nature cannot be protected by any other means. Say you bring out, say, just a circle that yes, this is how your sun will look like, or a moon, or say again circular. Say things like these cannot be protected. But yes, within those circles, if you do something else, then yes, those things can be protected. Another examples are from some of the classroom products that we see around is like different types of pencils that has come across with time. Includes like the wooden pencils having circular periphery or say the hexagonal shape or octagonal shapes. Together with that, then the clutch pencils were there and say automatic pencils were there in which you refill the leads and then thereafter you can use it as per your requirement. Another designs are of chairs which are there to over the time they have modified continuously with time. But yes, all sort of chairs that you see around can be protected, no matter what all old designs are being protected. But yes, if you are bringing in any new changes into it, those all can be protected by one or the other means. Here are examples of best known brands that you know around. that Coca-Cola and Pepsi, though having different size bottles or say different capacity bottles of their own, but yes, they do have got something unique in their designs that they use for their beverage bottles, which is quite clear from the figures that are being portrayed over here, and can make you understand that yes, though they are selling with something similar in the market, but yes, they are trying to keep themselves distinct one or the other ways. Some more examples in terms of say the first is of a bag, a zipper bag, or say you can use it for any other purpose as well. But this is how if a bag will appear, then you will be informing on to some of its owners that already have got a patent or that already have got a design on there. Another example is of a photo frame, and the third could something that you can use for say gift wrap or so. And fourth example is of a footwear brand having a shoe a unique color coding and a unique shape into it, which looks like something like a boat or so. So it's not just this, but yes, if you can come across with anything other than this, looking something similar, but yes, having some distinguished features into it, you can have a design under your own name. Some more examples from the footwear industry are say dustbins, then a Visa card or any other debit card or credit card. The fourth one is again from a bag or even the shirts and so. Some examples from the cutleries wherein in the figure that you see is of spoons, different shapes or designs of spoons that are there and being owned by one of the other companies or individuals. And if at all you want to use something similar and you want to sell something similar, one has to take permissions from you or the person who actually owns its rights to use it or to sell it into the market. Yeah, another examples of jewelries where different diamond cuts are presented and say owned by one of the other persons or companies who have got a design protected in their name for these. So more examples from the products that are there into the kitchen. And the last example that you see in this is of armed poly plastic that is, say, some sort of a holder that could you could see almost on many of the products that are being used into the kitchen. So a unique design that it has, or anything similar to this, if someone comes across uh, something that is meant to be taken from them only. There are some other examples from different industries like mechanical wrenches or say torches and even chocolate bars. Some of the chocolate bars you may have seen have got unique shapes on its top or say on its face, which is which keeps it different from other products that are there. So this is something that can again be protected by one of the ways. Some of the biscuits you may have seen have got protection on it for it's the way it looks like, something like say marigold or say even Parle-G biscuits. So they all have got some sort of protections onto their products. And if you use it, if you read about its details, you will find that yes, which all designs that they have got protection on, and if at all what you the product that you're using has got any sort of protection on it or not. And if someone tries to have a protection on it, that thing cannot be copied by anyone else. And if the wishes is still to have a copy of it, they had to take a permissions for that. Some more examples, say from toothbrush or even say phone designs or trolleys, then some beverage bottles. Even the cap could be of different shape, and say the entire bottle could be of a different shape. You can just have cap designs or an opening design or any of the things that you see within a say sublimits or the entire product itself. They all can be have one or the other ways of protection that is available from government office. Some more examples, say handbags that very popular with say ladies or say girls. And companies who know this, how to protect it, they definitely do it. And if Again, if other one tries to have or tries to mimic it or use it for selling it in their own name, they has to take permissions from the original creator. Now, some examples of say cases that are there for mobile cases. Now, based on Puma and Forever 21, Puma is a German company was selling shoes and footwears, say uh, shoes and footwear that are there, and there was another company, Forever 21, it's an American company which tries to mimic what Puma was selling. And once Puma got to know about it, they sued this company, and then thereafter the case went for almost 2 to 3 years, and later on they settled their case on their own. And at the end, it was something like Puma was benefited out of the protection they had took for some of their creations that they were selling in the market. And if at all they have just left it to the public or say haven't got a protection on it, then definitely anyone can use it, sell it, and they cannot sue them or challenge them into any of the court. And by this, you mean that you will be losing the business that you are doing. The companies will lose a lot many business. As an individual, if you have created something on your own, then the amount of money that you can fetch in out of it, the amount of money that you can earn out of it will be something that you will be losing by one or the other way. Uh, the kind of benefits that one has, if at all they have an IP protection onto what they create, what they make, or bring out of their mind. Things like, say, you will prevent or say exclude anyone who tries to mimic you, copy you, use it into their product for earning more money. It can increase your profits through not just say by selling your own goods, but even others if trying to sell it. Mimicking you, you can give them license, or you can just have a pie of say the entire percentage of the business that they are selling. Or you can just have something like royalty for each and every piece of product that they are selling into the market. Further, you can just if you don't give to anyone, say any of the license to anyone, then it simply means that not even a single person other than you could sell something like those into that particular jurisdiction or a country where you had got protection on that particular type of product. The rights that you have for limiting others or excluding others to use or sell something that you had got protection on is for a limited duration, and it is kept different for different countries. In India, it is for 14 years, and the other countries have got it for 15 years. And at times of say, some of the big companies may be having a preference to what you have created or you've got protection on. They may be willing to invest into your design and sell it into their own name. So it could bring in something great for you in terms of, say, having a collaboration with some big companies or so. Some of you may have heard of the recently ongoing bookings of, say, Ola bikes, Ola electric bikes, and the amount of orders that they have placed in out of it is more than 1 lakh. The thing is that even though if some other company wants to mimic the entirely similar looking bike in future, they have to take permission from Ola. So that is where these protections play a big role. And even though you're not coming up with, say, any of a product into the market of your own, you can earn back just by having some protections onto what you create. And from your mind, or say, with the help of some other people, or say, with your team in some sort of collaborations, or so. So all that could be protected by one or the other way. And you need not have to bring out a product of your own, but yes, if it has got some aesthetics or say some sort of an appeal in it, there will be people who would be ready to invest into your creations and take permissions from you and then sell that particular products in probably your name or theirs name and giving you some sort of a royalty for that. So, now, how can you do this? How can you create something of your own by doing this? Or what all is needed in terms of, say, creating something that could have some sort of value in it and could later on fetch you or the companies that you are associated with, uh, say, huge money or some money, or what's the other sort of collaborations that could be possible? The way going forward for this could be something similar to what I'm telling, but it could be different than this as well. But totally the way you think of and the kind of collaborations that you may get into. It starts with something like, say, looking at something, if at all you feel like that, yes, you can just increase its appealing by one or the other way, and you can bring that onto the paper, then getting it digitalized in some way or the other. And once that all work is through, say you have put that onto a paper or some sort of a means by which you can let it get communicated to some other person, or say people like us who know the entire work scenarios as and how to go about it. And once you have given it to us, we will assess it in terms of, say, whether or not something like this has already been created by someone else somewhere around the, say, entire globe or so. If yes, then those things are not meant, are not good to be protected because that's already available and not new it as it was already available. But yes, if it is totally new and isn't copied from anywhere, has got a good appeal and nothing is being identified by us, then definitely yes, you can go and take it forward and have a protection onto it, for which we do give assistance to you. We do give assistance to you, and then thereafter, once it is being approved by you, then yes, it could be taken forward for its filing and then once it's done, then the government has it in their kitty, and they can very easily. They take roughly a time duration of 6 months or so to decide upon and give you a grant for that in terms of whether they accept it or not. And accordingly, you can take it forward with any of a company or to whom you have collaborated in terms of having a license or a royalty or any sort of agreement that you're willing to. That's all from my end for design, and we are open to queries if there is any. You can just put it into the chat box, or you may raise your voice or say any of the means. That's